And then, like, it was fucking running away, and then I like, got the deodorant and I fucking clamped it, and then I was like, fuck, what do I hit it with? And I saw a box across the room, so I'm like fucking stretching like this to like get this fucking box, and I like pull it over, and I'm like, fucking die, and then it died, and then like, and then it didn't die, and it kept like, it was like attached to the box.
Do you not have any hairspray you could get it with?
I had nothing near me. I had deodorant and aftershave, and I was like, well, a bit of Hugo Boss ain't gonna fucking kill it.
Good afternoon. My name is. It's not afternoon yet, is it?
It does. When the video comes, it could be like AM, it could be PM. It could
Good
be...
time of day. We are PopVulture. My name is Cole.
My name's Az.
And this is our review of Star Trek Beyond. Beyond what?
The Wall. White Walkers.
The weather is not comfortable now. I'm very warm.
It is very warm, and we went to sit in a dark room and watch films like we always do whenever it's warm.
Exactly.
It wasn't air conditioned. I was so hot.
It was.
It was very damp next to you last night.
It's been, I can't remember how many years since Star Trek 2.
Well, let's guess.
Wrath of Nocturne.
We'll flash the number up. It was like, I'm gonna say 2012.
Shambolics. Maybe. No, it was
2013?
14?
It's 16 now. It's been 2-3 years.
Yeah, it's been 2-3 years. We picked back up with the crew of the Star Trek?
The Star Trek Enterprise.
It's 3 years into a 5-year journey. Kirk's having a little bit of a crisis of identity, somewhat.
Yes, he's like, oh, it's my birthday and I'm old.
But I don't care because my dad died on my birthday and he's Chris Hemsworth.
And he's ruined my day of birth.
And so, as you would expect, goes down quite quickly. One thing I will say though is the film doesn't start off very, very chaotically. It's very much a homage to the original series as it plays out.
Yeah.
There are lots of sort of little nods and things here or there. And I think one of the biggest tonal sort of influences that the original series and see some of the TV series moving on to the movies had is sort of the quieter moments in the movies, where there's just a bit of talking and there's a bit of sort of relationship dynamic between like Kirk and Bones.
See, I don't know much about the old series. I literally only enjoy these films. I was never a Star Trek fan.
I was never a fan of the 60s series. I am a Star Trek Next Generation fan.
Yeah.
So to me, I was like, where's Pat Stew? Where's
being in a wheelchair?
Where's Jonathan Frakes?
Yeah,
Where's? Yes, he is. Where's Will Wheaton? When you need him. That didn't rhyme.
This new cast is good though.
This new cast is good.
Yeah, great.
And I said to you, sort of coming out of this, from the first Star Trek movie and the second Star Trek movie, I was never a massive fan of Chris Pine as Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
But I think he's at his best in this.
Well, I think now it's round 3.
Yeah.
Everybody's sort of attuned to the role.
We
know these characters now as well.
Yeah.
You know?
He's established himself sort of as much as he can.
It's very much his own spin on the character.
It is,
100%.
yeah, but it's a very, very much their own spin on the entire franchise.
Sure.
We've got Kirk, who's not sure what he's doing with his life, but we've got Spock, who's not sure what he's doing.
That's been
with
a
his
thing
life.
with all 3 of these films. It's just the whole underlying thing of like those two.
Yeah.
And their relationship.
Well, yeah,
and
but their
where
relationship
they are
was sort of fused together in the second movie with the whole sort of they are friends, and this carried that on in terms of they're not sure what they would do without one another, but at the same time they want to be their own sorts of people. You've got Kirk, who is applying for a job as an admiral.
Yeah.
Who
Spock wants to make babies.
Exactly. Spock wants to make little Vulcan babies because he wants to carry on the future of the Vulcan race, because his home planet got blown up in the first.
Yeah.
Exactly. In terms of the actual plot of the story,
it's pretty straight-laced.
It's pretty straight-laced. You've got a bad guy running a group of aliens who run in sort of a hive, if you will, or a swarm of
they're called the bees anyway, aren't they?
You've got the Enterprise, which crash lands on a planet.
That's 2 films in a row that film gets f***ed.
Some ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely.
Just 2 films, no, there's always another one.
I think Starfleet would just be like, for fuck's sake, can you just pack it in, please?
Yeah, can you stop having these wild adventures?
They need to get back to this Federation base so that they can save everybody on it, because the bad guy, played by Idris Elba, his main intention is he wants to kill everybody who is in the Federation and destroy all these Federation planets and all that kind of stuff.
As I said to you last night, the first 20 minutes of the film is just exposition central,
which
is fine because it sets it up, and then the rest of the film is just bang, bang, bang.
Well, what
bang,
I've
bang,
even
you know?
said, it's very exposition heavy. It's just quite sort of quiet. It sort of establishes, right, they go to this Starfleet base, which is the newest, sort of most advanced Starfleet base ever. Which looks like one of those puzzle balls. You know, like you get those plastic balls with the things you've got to move the ball bearing.
Oh, it does
around
actually.
It looks, it looks
Do
like.
you know what else it looks like? The fucking Citadel.
It is.
Mass Effect.
From Mass Effect.
100%.
It is.
It is.
Or at all.
It is a pure clone.
As a Star Trek movie, we said this coming out, and I tweeted this earlier as well. There was the resounding opinion amongst our friends that this is the best Star Trek movie.
This is the best one of these three.
Of these three, and I would 100% go with that.
It's just a more well-rounded film. I feel like
it's not boring in any way. It's quite a long film. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah, but 2 hours flies by.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 2 hours at all. There's no moments where you're sort of left wondering, oh, what could be.
I quite like that because I feel like sometimes these big films go like, oh, let's do 2:30 or 2:45. And sometimes it's a little bit. Sometimes it's fine. Then others it's a bit like, oh, really? Like this, you know.
Right. Yeah. But it's very much a sort of well-rounded hybrid of everything that you want from a Star Trek movie. If you want to appease fans, and everything that you want from just a fun sci-fi action movie.
Yeah.
Not the first Star Trek movie, which. Yes, had a lot of references to the original series, quite bluntly, because you met Spock and things like that. And then, I don't know where I'm going with this. I really don't know.
It's lost trail of thought. Basically, film.
Yeah, I really don't know where I was going with that. But basically, it's a good film. It's nice.
Basically, we enjoyed it. I don't think we're going to ramble on too much about this, because to be honest, it's kind of one of these things of like, you've probably seen the first two films by now.
Things that I liked, going just sort of onto a sort of systemic way of doing this, things that I liked, use of practical effects. A lot of the alien effects
the aliens
weren't CGI.
Jayla, the new character.
Yes.
She looked fantastic.
Really well done.
Did not look fake.
I did not know this, but the reason she's called Jayla and her characterisation is based off of Jennifer Lawrence's character in Winter's Bone. And the reason she's called Jayla is because it was sort of a continuation of J-Law. They called her J-Law, and it just became Jayla.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
She was the sexiest alien I've ever seen.
Really?
She's one of.
No.
She was nice.
There were so many as well of these sort of alien species that we haven't ever seen before. And yes, there was some quite heavy use of CGI, particularly at the beginning of the film, for the aliens. But the practical effects that they did do were like sort of Star Wars levels of good.
Do you know the only one I didn't like out of the aliens was actually Idris's mask?
Yes.
His mask felt like the mouth on it felt like you could see it was clearly a helmet or something.
And his eyes, you could sort of see underneath.
He was the only one that I thought was, and which was weird because honestly Idris Elba's the main villain in this.
Yeah.
And
I said this going in anyway, is why would you hire Idris Elba as your main villain if you're not going to really use his face all too much? What I will say is you can still very much tell it's Idris Elba, and he is just a very imposing person, regardless of whether or not you can see him.
He's an intimidating dude.
He is.
Like he's,
We saw that in Zootopia with his voice.
Just his
the
voice.
wildebeest. It's just like, you're a terrifying
human
man. Yes.
Man.
Another thing that I really, really like, can I just say, one of the best characters in this entire franchise is
I said
Bones.
this as soon as we finished the film. Carl Urban, you f***ing glorious man. Please make another Dredd movie, for f***'s sake.
He's a damn good actor.
He
Can I
is.
just say that? Like, I am very much looking forward to him being in Thor Ragnarok as well.
Yeah, same. 100%.
Because I'm excited to see what he delivers to that sort of role, because he hasn't been in a superhero movie yet. But just the funniest.
Does Dredd count as a superhero?
Yeah, I guess, I suppose. Oh yeah, take that back.
It's, a comic book. I wouldn't say it's a superhero.
But his comedy, his comedy timing is just so great, and his wit is all very, very
It's
dry.
so dry.
Yeah.
It's unbelievably
And
dry.
I get a lot of that comes from the script.
Yeah.
So much of it is clearly him.
So much of it, the delivery is the key. It's
So
like,
good.
I can write the funniest thing in the world down. So if you don't deliver it correctly,
And
it's not going to go right.
sort
is
of
it?
balance
So-
that out with someone like Simon Pegg, who, again, neither of us knew wrote this.
No, well, to be fair, I didn't look at the writing
Nor did I.
stuff on this, to be fair. And as soon as his name came at the end, it was,
You compare Bones to Scotty, and you've got two very different types of comic relief. And one thing that I didn't really like about the last movie, Into Darkness, was Scotty was a bit too comic reliefy, and a bit too wacky. And sort of there is a quite a large danger of him falling into that category as a character as the franchise moves forward.
Yeah.
He steps back from that a little bit, and I think that probably plays into the fact
But he's
that
not as sort of heavily implemented in this film,
No.
either, is he? He's sort of
He's in
he's
it
in
enough.
it
He's in it enough.
but he's not. I think in the last film he sort of took more of a focus
Yeah,
than he did in this film.
definitely. Yeah.
So
Apparently, when it was written, it was like 180 pages that they had to whittle down to 135. So there were quite a few things that were left on the cutting room floor in terms of explanation. And again, I think there could have been a bit more explanation just on sort of the category of the actual aliens as the bad guys and their backstory, because you don't really get much of that. They're just
that was
there,
the one
they're
thing
very
that
present. I still maintain it's a really enjoyable movie.
100%.
Maybe not the greatest movie of 2016, but it was never trying to be. I said this to you coming out of it. It knows very much what it is. It doesn't try to break too much ground, and it plays to its strengths. And I think that's why it's such a solid movie, and that's why it comes off as the best Star Trek. Is because it just goes.
Like I say,
you know,
the foundations have been set now by 2 previous movies, so now it's just kind of like here's a film. A bit like Fast and Furious, really.
Yeah.
Like you think the better films in that series have really come at like 5 specifically.
5
anyway.
was the Justin Lin one, though. That's why he sort of, he turned the franchise completely around by saying, do you know what? Star Trek is never going to be Star Wars, so
Soz.
it doesn't really trust us, but it doesn't really try to be, and it'll always have a fond place in the hearts of people who, really enjoyed it in the past, and people who, new fans who have jumped on board just with the films. So yeah, all round, pretty great.
I agree. It was great. I enjoyed it very much. Like I say, we all left. There was 5 of us went last night. Everybody enjoyed it. Said it's the best one.
Yeah.
So go see the film. Enjoy the film. Enjoy us.
Should we score the film?
We'll score the film. I was
must
trying to close you out.
Don't do that.
Just f***ing score.
Play me off, keyboard cat style.
Yeah, whatever.
You said you had a score in mind last night.
I did. I don't know if it's.
Oh, okay. You
Second
slept
guessing
on it.
Yeah, I slept on it because I said it as soon as we left the cinema. Well, I didn't say it, tell you, but I've had it here. But do you know, I think I'm going to give it anyway. I'm going to say 80 out of 88.
That's high.
Is that high?
That's higher than I expected
Really?
you to go with it.
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I just thought it was just solid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is happily a film that I would put on again whilst doing the
I
ironing.
want to go see that. Why is that your thing?
That's the thing. Because when you're doing the ironing, you don't just be doing the ironing. You want to be doing the ironing and watching something. And recently, I've been watching a lot of Star Trek Next Generation.
Whilst doing the ironing.
So that would, whatever.
Well, I want to go see it again in IMAX, if I'm honest. Because
Visually, it's incredible.
I want to go see it in IMAX.
So yeah.
So if the film makes me want to go back to the cinema,
Again, on
I'd rate it
larger
higher,
scale as
definitely,
well.
because I would quite happily take another 2 hours out of my one evening, and go see it again in IMAX.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 80.
Fair enough. I'm going to go a little bit lower than that, but not massive amount low. I'm going to go 78 out of 88.
78?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, really enjoyed it. It knows what it is. Doesn't try to break too much ground, but it's nice. It's a nice movie.
It's just nice, yeah.
It's a good film.
There was nothing to complain about. It was
No.
just fun. It had everything that you want from a big summer Hollywood blockbuster movie.
Yeah, and in the sort of absence of anything else at the moment, then go watch it.
Yeah.
We've only got a couple of weeks.
Well, we've got some great fucking shit coming. Obviously, we've got this. Then we've got Jason Bourne this week, which he still needs to watch all the movies of. And then
Suicide Squad,
Suicide Squad. So there's some great
which is one of the most anticipated films for me of this year.
Basically, we're gonna go see it. We're gonna do this.
We also mentioned at some point we might do a retro review of Triple X, because the trailer is up for Triple X: Return of Xander Cage, and that is a film that we need to go and revisit.
I haven't seen that film in about 10 years.
I love that film.
I remember going to the opening day of the new Odeon in Colchester to see that. It was the first film we watched in that new cinema. On the very first day that cinema opened.
And that cinema.
I'm that cool!
On that bombshell, we shall bid you adieu. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, chat to us. Not that many people chat to us, but that's what we're here.
I love the comment on the last film for Ghostbusters. The best comment on that was just, this movie is shit.
Yeah.
That's your opinion. Leave it in the comments.
Leave it in the comments. Contact us on any of the social medias, somewhere that I'll put around here. And have a good day. Have a nice weekend. Weather's good. Go out, enjoy it. I'm too hot.
We bid you adieu.
I said that already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I forgot you even said it.
Stealing my things.
Thunder,
Right.
stolen.
PopVulture out.
Bye-bye.